JHK here for Sportskeeda, and joining me right now is UFC lightweight Mason Jones. Mason, it's good to see you, man. It's fight week, a few days away from weigh-ins. How are you feeling at this moment?
Mate, I'm so excited. I really can't wait. Like fight weeks might I can't even put it into words. I'm so excited, obviously, to fight. To weigh in is a big one. As soon as the weigh-in is over, all the hard work for camp is just completely done. Until then, you there's that. I know I've done it so many times. I know my weight's good, but it's like I still got to make weight, and you're still dreading that upcoming weight cut. But I'm in a good place, and the digs I've got is unbelievable. My accommodation's awesome. So the coaches are out. Yeah, I'm just super happy. Just really excited to get a fight week out the way, and I'm fighting at 2:00. So it's nice and early for a change. Means I can get in, get out. It's like a bank robbery. We're gonna try to make it. So, in and out, grab the money, and come out scot-free. So we'll see how it goes.
Definitely. And when you compare your debut fight week in Abu Dhabi compared to this one, what are the major differences?
Well, we're not so locked up. We're a bit more lenient with obviously COVID and security things. Like obviously we're still getting tested. I had my negative test yesterday, so I got one more test before fight day now. But you just get a bit more freedom, and it's less stressful with different things. Like obviously Abu Dhabi, I was stuck in for a long time. I think it was 2 weeks we were stuck in the gym, and it's just been a bit better. Like even today, they took me to Whole Foods so I could grab stuff after my negative test for the coaches and stuff. So they've got food in the hotel. And like we provided a kitchen. So let me just show you. So I'll flip this without breaking it. There we go. So as you see, like we've got a full kitchen set up. It's really cool. So to be fair, like we got everything we need, and like all my meals are provided. But the coaches, they still eat in normal, so they're still buying takeout and stuff like that. So giving the opportunity to be able to cook food, it just helps massively for different things. And fight day.
Let's talk about your debut against Mike Davis a little bit. It was a hell of a fight. We know that because you got that 50K, right? A lot of praise on both sides, for you and for Mike. When you look back at that performance, what did you take away most from that experience?
I lost. I know, like, no matter where you look at, which way you wrap it, which way you say this and did that, and the decision was close, I lost. And this is a game of percentages, and this is a game where the margin of error is so slim. And I made way too many mistakes in that fight. I made too many mistakes moving up to that fight, and I made too many mistakes in the fight. And I felt about 40%, and it was still a close fight. So for me, you just have to take the positives out of it by focusing on the negatives. And I've always been one of those fighters who I can deeply analyze myself and really sort of break it down and really tell myself what I need to improve on, as well as my coaches. So it worked out well. Again, I didn't get the win, but I didn't get knocked out. I come away with a good performance. I did a good holding of myself, and it was close. It was a close fight. I don't give excuses. There's multiple things I could say, but so I've quoted this so many times. So Derek Lewis obviously beat Stefan Struve in a 5-round war where he got demolished for 5 rounds, and then in the last round he managed to knock him out in the last couple of seconds. And after that, he said, look, it doesn't matter whether I feel 100% or whether I feel 10%. All that matters is winning. And like, if you look at John Jones had 10 title fights, whether that's title fights as the champion or as the contender, and he has definitely not felt 100% in every fight. No matter what you say about him, he hasn't felt 100%, and he's still got out there and performed. And that's all that matters. Like, to these champions, especially like Khabib in different places, like, it doesn't matter whether you feel 100%. All that matters is you go out there and win. And I didn't do the job. So we went back. We broke everything down. We built it back up. And I feel like a completely new fighter. But we'll see. We'll see on Saturday night whether I'm a better version of myself or whether I'm not quite there yet. For me, I think I'm more than capable of destroying this division and more than capable of making my climb. And Saturday is a fight for me that sort of concretes and sort of sets my foundations and really sort of lets me start my climb. Otherwise, then we'll see whether I deserve to be here or not.
Your return against Alan Patrick, he has fought some serious competition in the UFC, but he could be also on the chopping block in this fight. What are your thoughts on him and his style of fighting?
Yeah, Alan's dangerous. He's 37. He's had 10 fights in UFC. Got a lot of decisions. He's got wild striking, very, very strong wrestling, a good jiu-jitsu pressure game. He's dangerous, and he's a hard nut to crack. Not because of what he does, and there's no holes in his game. There's massive holes, but the way he fights it's a lot to deal with. He's intense. He's got a very strong first round, and a very strong first round going to crack a lot of people. If you're not going in there prepared and you're not ready for that burst, that takedown that is 100% coming, then the bad things are going to happen. And that's I spent my camp in Team Alpha Male, mainly because I wanted to work with high-level wrestlers. I work with 2 D1 level wrestlers, one in Chris Gonzalez, who's Bellator lightweight, and one with Ryan Loader, who's just making his transition to MMA, but he's a 185-pound fighter, as well as other good wrestlers like Alex Munoz and Mike Malott, Feely, loads of others. But I really concentrate on the wrestling aspect of this fight, and for me, I'm more than ready. My game feels strong. I've got a good, solid game plan that leaves a lot to adapt, and I think I'm ready. All that matters now is making weight and going out there and showing Alan that he shouldn't have signed that contract.
Yeah, like you mentioned, you've been out at Alpha Male. Not your first trip to California, and it's a hard, sixth trip. That's a lot, man. That's a lot, and yeah, man, I've been watching your vlog series on YouTube. Go subscribe if you're watching this interview to his channel and check that out. Very interesting. Yeah.
So quick one on that. The footage kind of sucked the last couple. The footage, like certain days were good, certain days were bad. But it's been quite hard. Obviously with the crew I have back home, we're out editing videos and getting in contact with them. The time zones are different where they're working as well. And obviously filming has been a nightmare because certain people are happy with me to record, certain people were not. Certain sessions were sort of closed door sessions where I couldn't really record. And the other thing was I'd have to set a camera up on the side while I'm training, and it was you get so tied in with the sessions in Team Alpha that it was hard. But it's been a learning experience for me because obviously with COVID I was out 8 weeks on my own, away from my family, away from my girlfriend, away from my film crew, my coaches, my friends. It's not something I sort of struggle with. I'm happy being on my own. This is probably the toughest trip being away from my girlfriend for so long. She's had a lot going on back home that I haven't been there to support for. But we all make sacrifices in this life, and fighters especially, it's all about who sacrificed the most, who's willing to give up the most, and going outside your comfort zones. And I think I've done that. The YouTube series shows that a lot. The place I was living in, the things I had to do, I ended up spending a lot of my money on getting a car because I was struggling getting back to the gym. And I know I could have leased, but I was ended up bleeding money out and having problems with leasing and all these different problems where I just ended up buying something that can help. And I'm trying to build a career and I'm trying to build a lifestyle, and it's hard to do. I'm lucky I've got some good support back home. The champ status really helped with that, but we're growing. Do you know what I mean? I'm still at the bottom of the ladder. I'm at the bottom of the pool, and I've just got to show that I'm destined for the top.
Yeah, it's great that you're documenting everything because it shows people, the fans, what it takes to become a UFC fighter, what it takes to become a top level athlete. And it's a lot of investment, a lot of time away from people that are important for you, but you have to do it, man, because why? You want to be the best, so you got to do that.
It's a lot of sacrifice. I haven't drunk in 3.5 years. I don't go out and party. I stick to strict routines. I look after my diet year round. After this fight, I'll probably have a few days binging, and then I'm back on a solid diet. I believe this is going to be a lifestyle. I don't touch drugs, even though obviously weed is legal in most states. In Nevada, it's not. So obviously I wouldn't have done it anyway leading up to a fight in camps. I don't think you should touch it, but it's something that we may have dab on afterwards, being that it's open now. But I in camps, you don't touch anything. You stay head down. You eat clean. You sleep well. For anyone who don't know, a little Oura rings. They got sensors inside that record the sleep more than anything else and your heart rate. I try not to use it for training, but I use it for my sleep schedule and trying to figure. And I'm literally trying my best to improve my sleep. What a weird thing to do, but these 1% games, I've got really good nutrition. The PI sorted me out with supplements. Which is something I really didn't like doing in Cage Warriors because obviously I was worried about the drug testing, but now I'm using Thorne supplements. We've got the USADA stuff. You're trying to balance the training schedule. You're trying to live frugally as possible because you live in fight check to fight check and trying to build sponsors up, trying to build social media up, and like all these different things. They're really hard things to do, but like I'm not just planning for my next few fights. I'm not just planning for my fight career. I'm planning for my life after that as well. And like these are always things I want to do. Like I don't want to be fighting after 35. I don't want to still be in this game. I want to, like Habib literally did what I wanted to do, which is you get in, you work your way to the top, you beat the top, you defend a few times, and then you drift off with a lot of money in the bank. And like I'm here to build a life for myself, and there's things I'm trying to do that are literally just going to look after set myself for life. And like the UFC is a massive part of that, and the UFC is the only organization I ever want to be in. Like there's no other organization I want to be in, but I have to prove I'm good enough. And like I know we said, like you said about Alan, this could be his cutting fight, but for me, I believe this is my fight to prove I deserve to be here. If I lose this fight, then what's to stop the UFC from cutting me? Like just because I had one good fight I lost doesn't mean anything. I think we're always on the chopping block, and there's always younger fighters coming through, and I think I'm more than good enough to go to the top of the bowl, and I always see myself as the best fighter in the world. And all that's left for me to do is to prove that I am the best, and that's a mentality you have to have. And it's all 1%, and I think I'm more than good enough. So we just got to prove it.
No doubt, man. You're on your way. And, you know, at Team Alpha Male, of course, you got Uriah Faber. Has he been providing guidance through this camp?
Yeah, of course. Uriah, like this, the setup he's got at that gym now is insane. And the guys he's attracting is phenomenal. Like, it used to be, when I first started, it was quite a bantamweight group. It was like they always had a reputation for having small guys. At the minute now, it's all featherweights and lightweights that are on the tier. There's like obviously there's like some good featherweights in Darren Elkins, Touchy Feely, and a few others who were either in the UFC or pushing close. And then like welterweights, you've got Max Griffin, who's trained out of there. I had some really good spars with Max Griffin. There's a couple others. There's another ex-UFC fighter who I'm very bad with names, who was on his rise back to the UFC rankings. There's some Bellator fighters in Chris Gonzalez, and there's another one that was there who are terrible with names. Munoz, who was in the UFC, has just come off to his loss. There's me, and there's a few others who I'm probably insulting by not telling, as well as like really good strikers. But I think when I was there last time, there was 13 UFC or Bellator fighters on the mat. So like it's an unreal amount, and the training I get out there is unrivaled.
No doubt, man. Everything's clicking. So how do you see yourself getting your first UFC victory?
It's going to be it's going to be tough. I think my toughest fight to date. He's got unusual style where he likes to swarm forwards with big flurries, throwing over wild shots, and he's always looking for that burst double. I'm going to be the aggressor in this fight and control the space. I'm going to be using my striking and my wrestling to control the distance, and I'm going to be making sure that he knows that he's not taking me down, and I make him suffer every time he tries to tear that takedown. I think I'm going to wear him away, and by the time the second round comes around, if he's still in there, he's going to be very tired, and I can go 5 rounds no problem. So I'm going to keep pushing that pace on him, and I'm going to get a TKO in the second round.
In the middle of this camp, I know you took a trip to the PI. You took some tests. I saw you put on the Bane mask, run the treadmill, and everything. What did they tell you, man? What were the results, and anything surprised you?
My deadlift. So my deadlift was very, very, very good. They said it was one of the highest of my weight groups. I had like a 4.7 times my body weight strength at your strongest lift. So that was good. My VO2 max test was middle of the pool. They said I was good average, which I wasn't happy about. To be fair, they told me that my lungs and my legs didn't go. It was my breathing. So I did struggle with the mask, but yeah, there's something to be improved about, something I'll improve. I did the bike test, the watt bike, which I didn't get to record, and that was good. He said most people start high and then they gradually come down, where mine kept dipping and going back up. Sometimes going higher every time, so it shows I recover well. And the other tests they did a lot of other tests, and it was stuff that I did decent at. It was good scores, but it was number one. So in everything I do, I want to be the best. So there's things I'll go back and try again and improve on.
Is this the system that you're going to use moving forward? Start your camp, you know, in the UK and then go to the stateside, or does it just depend on where you're going to fight?
It'll depend on where I'm going to fight. So, like if I fight in the UK, I'll probably do a camp in America and then come back. like Team Alpha is where I want to do my camps, but I'm hoping to bring my coaches with me. They struggle with obviously COVID at the moment and different things, but I'm hoping that they'll be able to come out now moving forward, especially like if I can get some good money and some good sponsors, I can use the money to sponsor them for a camp so I can help to pay their expenses because, again, it's a lifestyle thing. I don't want these guys losing out on different things. I want them earning money and improving off it, and it is very hard. It reminds me, obviously, of how John Kavanagh must have struggled when he was first starting, and you see it in a lot of coaches where they, like, unless they're pulling teams in, if they're traveling, it's very hard to keep a gym going back home. So we're getting places and we're doing things, but we're not quite there yet. Performance-wise, I feel a new level again. My boxing's never been sharper. My kicking's very, very good. My wrestling's never been better. So I feel good. My jiu-jitsu is always improving. Like, I got BJJ black belt. People forget. Like, I saw people just because I like hitting people so much. But I'm a good all-rounder, and I'm going to prove I'm the best in the world.
All right, man. You get your chance. June 5th, UFC Fight Night, Las Vegas. Thank you, Mason, for the time, man, and good luck, and hopefully we see you multiple times this year.
Yeah, 100%. I'm happy to stay a bit busy. Obviously, injury prevention, injury deciding, but we'll see after this fight. Like, I'm not overlooking anything over Alan. Alan's a beast, so got to beat him before you look at anything in the future. And he is tunnel vision at the moment. So hopefully speak to you soon. I appreciate the interview.